Hey, good morning. It is Guido coming at you with a coffee talk and hopefully no dead dogs from the left side of the Atlantic.
And it's Pilgrim from the correct side of the Atlantic with the new Guido mug offer on his merch site. Get one today. Yeah, similar to that, but old school with the blue. You get, as a special offer for the first 5 people, because it's Father's Day, you get a Guido mug. You also get
A father.
a large bar
No.
of Toblerone.
Upside down.
Very large bar of Toblerone.
That's
You
Enor
also
Ibleta.
You also get, remember I did the iPads on your merch?
Yeah.
You get an iPad cover with I'm Your Father on
Look
it.
to Luke.
And you also get, for us older gentlemen, a Grandad mug. So there you go. First 5 today to buy a Guido mug gets all that merch free of charge. Not.
He didn't say I'm your father. What did he actually say?
I have no idea.
Was it I am your father or I? How did that go? That's often misquoted. I'm your father. That's pretty good, man. Now,
Cool.
is that when you take your iPad out to take pictures of the surroundings like old people do? Is that the cover
Yes.
that's on it, and then you pull it out, and then
Yes.
you take? Then
Yes.
you're the old man with the
Yes.
iPad taking pictures.
Yes, I do it the selfie way though, so I'm in it all the time.
That
Absolutely.
dude, that is. The iPad selfie is the ultimate old guy. Never mind pictures of the landscape. Holding up the whole iPad for a selfie. Smile.
Can't quite get me in. Hang on.
You know, some of those can connect to the cell network, and you can do iPad phone calls.
Can you really?
Yeah. Some of those, you can actually connect it to like your Verizon or whatever whatever your carrier is.
Do we really want to do that?
Not really. No.
Have you seen this thing that I've been given by the kids?
Yeah, guys, check this out. It's
Can you
cut
see
off.
it?
Yeah, it's cut off a little bit. Can you move it slightly forward?
Which way do you
Is
want
it
to go?
plugged in?
That way?
Just towards you.
Towards me?
Yeah, there you go.
Can you see it?
I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says, oh, and it changes colors.
Oh, yeah.
Can't hear you, I'm gaming, is that what it says?
It is. I'm going to stick it outside the door. However, the
Outstanding.
problem with that is the kids also bought me this. What is that, you say? This is connected to a doorbell they have fitted to my room. So when the house owner wants me, she presses the button and this thing starts to flash like mad and plays a song. Out the window. Dear oh dear. What's it coming to?
My kid's got me a bill.
Yeah! They got you a credit card bill.
Yeah.
Can you pay that, Dad?
Yeah, it's sitting right there ready for me to do something with it. All right, Stickler is in the house. Odd Dog Wayne. Fast Red Horse, hello. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to Wayne. Gator, just around midnight. Geo, hello, Geo. Caduceus. And who have I missed? Diablo's here. Good morning. And happy
morning.
Father's Day to all you guys out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you are one, or you clearly have one, I hope. Well, had one. Let's put it that way. Whatever your situation is.
Well, unless you're at AI, I think we're probably safe bet there, mate.
RNG back there. Does he have a father?
Oh, yeah.
Or is his father the random number generator?
Yeah, RNG is a random occurrence. A random occurrence.
I mentioned him in a video that'll come out next week because somebody just had a pretty unbelievable RNG day. So I did. Now I don't know if I got it right. When the visor's up, he says yes. Is that correct?
Yeah. He's
Okay,
always
good.
saying no at the moment, isn't it?
He is saying no. Yeah, he's had enough of this.
Yeah, we'll leave it there for now.
Yeah.
Is that like? Can you see everything now?
Yeah. We're
Ah,
speaking of helmets and visors. I went and saw Top Gun last weekend.
did you? Because it's
Yeah.
out on the main cinemas now.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion. I like the first one better.
I think you've said that from the beginning. I think you can't beat the originals when it comes to things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can.
I think it's good. But I don't know.
Maybe it's you that's changed and not the film.
Maybe.
Maybe you just got a little bit,
That's
older,
valid because the
wiser.
first time I saw it, I hadn't been to pilot training yet. It was.
Right.
I wasn't even.
Did
in the
you watch it critically? Did you
No,
critically?
no, I wasn't even in the military. I mean, I knew there was some hokey stuff, but I didn't really know that much about it.
But did you watch the second one critically then?
Well, I have to. Those biases are now there, right? I can't
They're
just.
there, aren't they?
I
Yeah.
can't just go be 18 again and watch the damn movie.
Well, you can, but then there's something wrong with you if you can do that.
Time traveler. I am a time traveler.
Well,
Yeah.
I believe you are.
So I'll just give you one example of the things that sort of drug me. In my opinion, which doesn't matter because I don't make movies that make hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, but in my opinion, they do stuff in those movies that don't need to be done. For example,
Yeah.
I'm not giving a spoiler away. I'm just going to talk about a situation. They're diving down for a weapon release, and they're going to pull up, and then they've got a really steep cliffside, and they're going to fly up the cliffside, and it's apparently thousands and thousands of feet tall. I mean, it takes a while for them to climb out.
Himalayas.
I don't know. I don't know, man. It's crazy. And then they're going, and then it ends, and they're going to, fly out. Well, hold on. I'm going to get a visual aid for this.
Yeah, get a visual aid. Always good with a visual aid.
This is why I
the
bought. This is
acquisition
why I
issue.
made. This is why I made the sticks for this very reason.
did.
All right,
You
so
made that stick.
you're diving down for your weapon release. All right, and you're going to pull up, and then you're going to climb. So all good. They come down. They drop the laser guided bombs. They pull their 9 Gs. All right. So this is where the Gs come in because you're critting lift. Right. Your vertical stabilizers digging in. You're going to increase the AOA of the jet, and you're going to create lift, and you're going to pull until you're able to start climbing.
Right.
So they got the stick back. They're doing the G strain all through this maneuver.
Yeah.
And when you get to this orientation, if you keep pulling, you're going to do a loop.
Yes, of course.
So when you get to this orientation, you come off the stick and you fly
Yeah. Yeah.
back to 1G.
Yeah.
Well, in the movie, it's like 9 Gs, 9 Gs, 9 Gs. And now they're going up 9 Gs, 9 Gs, 9 Gs, 9 Gs,
really?
9 Gs, 9 Gs. They're like, oh.
And you're like, that is not right, man. That is
So they're going
not right.
straight up and they're still pulling back on stick.
I think you're doing a loop now. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm going straight up. No, I think you're doing a loop.
They'd have gone right around and hit the ground.
Yeah.
Anyway, that
But my other question on that is if you're doing steep dive weapons ordnance release, what ordnance are you releasing? Because most of the guided weapons can be released on the level.
well, that's a spoiler, so I'm going to leave that. There was a reason, not a great one, not a great one, but there was a reason.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Leave it
there
like
was
that.
there was
Yeah,
there
talk to me, Goose.
they explained it. They did explain it, and I don't want to give spoilers on it. But
No, fine. It's a film.
that also drove me crazy. But I just wanted to give you an example that wouldn't spoil anything.
Fair one. Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it was G. And the best part was they didn't get to the max G until they got towards the top.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? So
that's how it works.
yeah, so like, oh. It was awesome.
Imagine 5 minutes of 9G. I think you'd
Yeah.
probably pass out by then, wouldn't you?
There were a couple funny parts. I wish it would have been a little more funny than it was, actually. Now that
Well, you see, can it be? Because it can't be funny.
yeah,
can it? 'Cause it's
not
like
not
a-
as in
it's
it's
a
a not
drama.
as yeah, but not as in make it a comedy, but
Oh,
just
sort
the
of
back and
humour,
forth,
you mean?
just the back and
The
forth.
military, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
because what's really weird in this is, it's Top Gun Maverick. Maverick does not have any contemporaries really in the movie.
Yes.
He's sort of a
Yeah.
and I know that's the whole idea. He's a person. He's his own person. He's a force among himself, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You got the
Yeah,
younger
the star
pilots.
amongst many.
Yeah, you got the younger pilots. You got him. And you have a few of the characters from the other movie, but they're all in other higher positions, and they're not really doing the JOB tactically anymore. So there's no real great opportunity for interaction on a level on the same
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
There's one scene, but that's bringing in an old character, and then there's the love interest who's somebody who's a contemporary. But I don't know, man. It's weird.
Well, you know as well as everybody who's been in the military and everybody who watches this has been connected to the military. at equal ranks, there is a level of camaraderie. There's also a level of taking the piss out of each other.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And they got to that a little bit when some of the younger pilots sort of came to his level and were now skilled enough or whatever. There was some funny bits on that part, which was good. Anyway, it's worth seeing. I will say, it's certainly go see it. Don't take my critiques of some of its realism, because there are some pretty cool scenes.
It's an escapist film, isn't it? What you do is you escape into it, and it doesn't matter if it's realistic or not, does it?
There were some great scenes on it that I noticed too. Just the flying scenes. They went through great lengths to get the actors actually in the back of an F-18, and they were actually pulling G's and stuff. But some of them are pretty funny because I can tell they're just struggling. You know what I mean? So on one scene, you can see them. They're in the G, and the guy's mask is, because this is what happens if you don't cinch your mask nice and tight or have a good fit on it. They'll slide down, and you can see it's like a Corona mask. When people had it around their mouth, and it's dropped down. You can see he's like, oh.
Brilliant.
I mean, the mask is just about to fall off his face.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to fix it or do anything about it. Absolutely hilarious.
Dear. Oh dear. Do you think because he was an actor, he probably creamed himself first? Is that what you think? That's why his mask slipped.
I think they did pretty well, actually. I mean, they definitely spun him up and got him ready for it. And they weren't, from what I could tell, passing out back there. Of course, they wouldn't put that part in the movie, even if they did. I suppose I wouldn't be surprised if someone didn't G-lock along the way, learning how to do it. But they did go through great lengths to teach them how to do that. So maybe they didn't. Maybe they all actually did. So I think they did pretty well. But it was pretty funny watching that, because I could see that mask coming down. Like, man, I've been in that fight. Late in the day, it's all sweaty, and because as you go during say you do a sortie, as you're getting towards the last setups, because we usually get 3 or 4 setups in BFM, you can find yourself having to cinch it down some more because your mask is moving around, and it's getting sweaty, and it's hot, it's heating up, which will expand. So you got to put another click on the bayonet to make sure it stays on. Because I've done it.
Do you know what? I think you poor old pilots have it really hard, don't you?
We do. Yeah, we're pretty awesome.
Oh, my heart bleeds for you, mate.
In short
Grumpy
bursts.
Old Man wants to know if you've tried War Thunder. We've had this discussion before.
I have, Grumpy Old Man. Yeah, I have. I liked it, especially early on, but of course I was flying a bunch of bots. When I got to mid and higher tiers, I started getting pixel sniped from 18,000 miles away, and I couldn't compete. I was just unable. So I like it, and I watch the videos. I'm like, man, that looks really good. And you watch the good players play, like, oh man, that's pretty cool what he's doing. But I was the guy he was shooting down in those videos. I was not the guy shooting people down.
I was always the dead guy at the beginning.
I was always the guy that the dude's like, oh, look at that shot, look at that high angle snap. I'm like, I'm the guy going.
Absolutely. Stoics in the house. Good day to you, sir.
I want to be the star of the video. I don't want to be the orc.
No, you don't want to be the first to be killed. The guy on Star Trek who wears the red jumper and never has a name.
Yeah, I don't want to be red shirt.
No.
But you know what?
Edge in the house.
That's just practice and learning, isn't it?
It is.
Essentially, I just didn't want to put in the time to get good. Although I did enjoy the lower tiers. It does have some fairly compelling airplane combat. I will give it that.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. The couple of months I tried it, but as you said, I got to a point where I was spawning in and dying. So I thought, well, we just leave it there.
All right, let's see. Channel news real quick, guys. 100 Battle Challenge. I have finished something, but I don't remember what it is.
It's a tank.
Yeah, currently I'm on the T-77. Getting better at it. I did go back to my tier 6s again and crank those up, so those are getting to the 100 point, and then I'll stop playing those. But those are all getting pretty close to 100. The last, I think, 7 or so, 8, 9, whatever it is that I have left to do on those. Getting better at the FL10. I cranked it above 50%, had a nice win streak, and that is just like learning the tank.
Yeah.
You get better at a tank as you play it more. I don't want to call it a trick. I suppose it could be considered a technique or tactic or trick or tips and trick, whatever. But most of you guys know this. If you want to get good at a tank, play it a bunch.
Yeah,
You'll
the only thing for that is that you go through these whole peaks and troughs with it, don't you? So if you get to a trough and you just start to think this tank or this play style is just a nightmare and I can't cope, a lot of people just drop it out. But you've got to push through it. You've got to push through it and do a few more.
Yeah, I am getting better at the K91 Diablo. And I think autoloaders, especially with that particular any tank that's hard to use. So any of the high skill ceiling, high skill floor tanks, but autoloaders in general take some getting used to. So you understand when to reload, how much you can expose, how long it takes to drop a clip. How many shots you can get if it's a long intra clip. Knowing that, I'm only going to get 2 out of 3, so let's not sit in for the third. But those are all the timing things. And so playing an autoloader a lot is going to pay a lot of dividends. But it applies to everything because it's just how much depression does it have? Where can I actually use the depression or not use the depression? How do I peek and poke with it? Can I peek and poke? What's my timing on my reload? All that stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's as you say, that's learning the tank.
Yeah.
Because you can generic learn, you can learn that autoloaders play this way, but each tank will have its own little nuances that you can work with. If you just take the Cranvan experience and apply it to all autoloaders, it's pointless.
Yeah.
Because that's a totally different experience.
Well, yeah, a lot of the basics apply, I would say, for sure. Computer stuff. All I can say is so far so good, guys. Maybe the update in the BIOS has helped. Has it fixed it? Cautiously optimistic. It certainly seems to have been okay for the last couple of weeks. Next stream should be tomorrow. Actually, I have tomorrow off. It's a holiday in the U.S., Juneteenth. So federal holiday, so I have that day off. So hopefully I am planning on streaming tomorrow. No coffee talk on July 10th and 17th.
Nope. All gone.
As we talked about, we're going to be on vacation, sunning ourselves. We're going to have that little, reflective thing.
Yeah, old people's reflective thing.
Big white bellies out. It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, talking about the sunshine, you might notice there's a bright spot coming through.
Yeah,
here.
what's going on there? You guys got
What's going on? On Friday, we had 97 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, that is unheard of in Cambridge. 97 degrees Fahrenheit. Man, I know you guys get it a lot hotter, so we won't go there.
Dude, you guys have no AC though, right?
No AC. Well, that was hard work on Friday. I was in work, no AC, and I was hanging out the back of my shorts by the end of the day. I was like, this is a nightmare. So and when I came home, of course, no AC. So I sat in a cold shower for about 25 minutes when I got in.
Did it cool off in the evening at all, or did it just get to like 80 or something?
No, we had a thunderstorm, so it was close. It was very humid.
Oof.
But Saturday was back to normal. Peeing down with rain and I don't know, not even 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And then today we've got the sunshine again. So yeah, ups and downs.
Nice.
Ups and downs.
Well, we're sitting at we're at 81 degrees already at 7.
And it's 7 o'clock in the morning.
7 in the morning, and humid at 50 or 60% humidity.
Wow.
Yesterday it got to 96, and the feels like was 106.
Good grief, man! How do you? Because you've got AC. How on earth do you sit out on the porch and have a barbecue and?
Oh, we just
chill?
Do it, man. You're Florida man. You're Florida man. You just go out in your shorts, your flip flops, and a t-shirt. Maybe your commando style, if that's how you want to roll. And
that's fine.
and you fire up your fire because you want to be hotter, clearly. And it takes a cold snack. You have to have an apple juice.
Yeah, well, that's a fair one. Yeah, I guess that works.
So if you grab yourself a nice frosty apple juice, then
or a ginger beer,
good. Or a ginger beer. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, it gets hot, man. What are we doing? What else we got? That's it for channel news, I think.
Streaming
guys.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Streaming tomorrow. Yeah, it should be streaming tomorrow. Missions and specials. Let's do it. We got some stuff for sale.
Have we ever? There you go.
Hit it.
To go along with the other flashing thing.
Hit it. All right, blue light special. What do we got? Oh, let's get the chrome action going here. What in the tarnation?
What the coronation?
All right. was not
What
ready.
you
I
doing
was not ready
here,
for this
brother?
part. I'm never ready for this part. Ah, look at that, worked. Okay. You guys want to buy a tier 10? Okay, just hold on. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Before you buy your $200 tier 10, though, my friends, how about
Yeah.
$48.90 for 3D skins?
Yeah, I would struggle very much with that, to be honest. I mean, yeah, exactly. Get the pinky going. Only if you've got money. Only if you've got money, do that. Crikey.
I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say. We've beat this dead horse, haven't we?
I think we have. I think it's
Somebody's
choice.
buying them, though, Pilgrim, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Somebody is buying. All right, chat. Who has bought a 3D skin? Like, just full on. This is not a scoff at all. I'm just curious
No,
if
no,
anybody
no.
in chat, any of you guys who are here on Sunday, has anybody bought one? Not attached to a tank. Like, you're like, oh, I just have to. All right, Terry did. He got for the tiger. What's this tiger have?
Which one's the tiger?
Tiger 2 or the... Okay, so Diablo did it for the 50B, his favorite tank. All right, that makes sense. Terry has 2.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
I feel like, I mean, this is hugely low sample size. There's roughly 30
Yeah.
people. And then not everyone's going to answer the question. Obviously, they're just listening or they've got me muted, which is a good idea overall.
Yeah.
They're just here for the drops. But that's sort of what I would expect. And I wonder what percentage of players have to buy them before they're worth it for wargaming. Clearly, they are because they
Yes.
keep making them. So that's just
Yeah.
that's a really interesting. I wish I had knew the numbers and how that went down in the company. I feel like
It's very similar. Most. I mean, I'm not teaching you to suck eggs here, but most gaming companies that have a game out there will produce stuff like this to sell because
Yeah.
it makes the money. Like DayZ does. You can buy
Yeah.
skins for your vehicles and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, thanks for the drops. I've just got a drop. Thank you.
excellent.
Yeah, so I guess it's their attempt, and so it must sell, or they wouldn't put them out there to sell, would they? It'd be a non-starter.
Yeah,
But people
absolutely,
must buy them.
100%. Yeah, so it's certainly not a case of me sitting here laughing at them because they're losing
No,
money making 3D skins because that is not not the case.
No. It's
but those
just
are
not
some-
for me. It's not
but
for
those
me.
are some-
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. Those are some good answers though, because that's one of the reasons. It's my favorite tank, right? That's my favorite tank, so I bought the thing. Whatever it was, $17. That's 3 coffees or
Yeah.
these days a Big Mac.
Yeah.
The way things are
Big
going,
Mac.
yeah. You can barely go to McDonald's for 2 people for $17 these days.
Well, now you see the thing is, there's a massive difference between the US McDonald's and the UK McDonald's. That is a bar of chocolate from the
Oh, yeah.
US, right?
Yeah,
This is a bar of chocolate from the UK. The same with McDonald's. Our Big Mac is like this. Your Big Mac is bigger than my hat.
well, we have what we're calling shrinkflation over here.
Oh, you're getting smaller.
Oh yeah, stuff's getting smaller. Same price. So they're holding fast on the price, but they're giving you less
Yeah,
stuff.
I've seen that happen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they got
Oh,
to,
yeah.
right? They're paying more for the stuff they make it with. All right, cool. So anyway, 3D skins. You can still get this bundle. We talked about that last week. That's got bonds in it.
Yeah.
I may actually pick that up at some point. Unfortunately, it does not help you. It's not like that other deal where you get some battle pass points. There's no extra battle pass points, I think, involved with that.
Yeah.
It's just other stuff, gold and bonds and things, and the commander. T-34-3 is still out, guys. The T-77, which I mentioned earlier, is back for sale, and the C-52 LIS. So I was curious about those tanks, and I went and looked at them in how they're doing. I didn't really look at the 34-3, but I will say that the T-77 is top third of Tier 8 heavies, and probably somewhere near the middle in terms of performance, and Tier 8 heavies for premiums. The C-52 LIS, which is, I think for a long time been considered one of the better ones, is in the top 10 in most places, if not the top
Right.
5
Okay.
in several of the stats for Tier 8 mediums. Now here's a slight tangent. I was doing some research for my Tier 8, what's the best Tier 8 medium tank? Not medium, light tank. That's the first one I want
Light
to
tank.
tackle. I already did the SPG because it was easier. I've been dreading a little bit Tier 8 because there's just so many, and there's going to be a lot of opinions. But when I was doing the light tanks, and I may have mentioned this in some of the other light tank ones, but it really struck me because I didn't think about it until now, as I was looking at those light tanks, because they're very close. And then I went, well, wait a minute. Where's the spotting assist damage? It's not there. At least not.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
not
okay.
not
Yeah.
on what's it called? It's not tomato.gg.
Not on
it's-
the comparison site.
Yeah, tomato.gg. Does anybody
Right.
know in chat if there is a site that racks and stacks the assist
Yeah, that'd be very
for
useful.
tanks in World of Tanks? Because that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Maybe I can go. Maybe the Hall of Fame does that. I guess the Hall of Fame might do that, but
Does
I
it?
don't.
Does
But I
it?
don't think you can. In the Hall of Fame, you're only looking at people or
Yes,
how
yeah.
people did in a tank. There's no.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a sorting mechanism in there for like grabbing all the tier 8 light tanks.
They must be able to count it though. They must be able to count assist. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a feature in the game. It wouldn't figure in your stats, would it? So there must be a way of counting it.
Exactly. Well, for a long time they didn't release it.
Okay.
I think
Oh.
they are now in the API releasing it. I'm not sure. I think so. But XVM decided to not go back and bring that in.
Right.
Not that XVM's the be all end all, but
Yeah.
that was always a knock against it. There was no assist included, and they just said, well, whatever. We're just it's gonna screw everything up historically, so there's no reason to bother with it.
Right.
But if I'm gonna do a video of best tier 8 light tank,
Yeah,
I'd really
you have
like
to
to know.
include that. You
Yeah, I'd
do.
really like to know because
Yeah.
it's a fight between 3 tanks. Not to give spoilers. The number 1 tank, which actually surprised me a bit based on everything, is the EBR FL10.
Okay.
And I just don't see a
Oh.
lot of those actually. I see
No, I don't.
yeah,
I
but the
would
numbers on
say-
it, even recent numbers it's just number 1 on nearly everything across the line.
See, that belies the original, if you want, information blurb from Wargaming, is that it would be restricted in so much that its view range would be severely handicapped.
Well, remember
because
that's
of
not
the-
spotting. There's no. I don't have any.
no,
That's
it's not. No, you can
damage,
sit still.
win
Yeah,
rate,
yeah,
damage ratio, blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah, so everything else, but not spotting.
Yeah.
Yeah, got you. Right.
Somebody said LT 432. That's a contender, and even 90. So those 3, EBR, 432, even 90, are really all vying for the top. Unfortunately, the EBR is, I think, number 1 on nearly every stat that you can look at. That's published at least on that website. 432 is definitely there, Wayne. Like I just said, I'm with you, Diablo. We'll get to that. Well, no, we won't because that's actually dealing with the commander sale. Yeah. So what he's referring to is they did say they would not sell bonds, but here's the thing, man, guys. Quoting Wargaming, we won't do X, is no longer relevant. Hasn't been for a long time. Now, it's relevant for getting irritated because continually saying you're going to or not do something and then going back on that
Yeah.
does start to wear on people.
Yeah. Well, it becomes a massive factor in a lot of people's minds, doesn't it? Because it's no longer reliable information. So you're like, well,
Right. It's just self-inflicted wounds. It's bad PR,
yeah,
which
Yeah.
they seem to be pretty expert at generating for themselves.
yeah,
If I'm honest,
yeah.
love you
Have to
guys, but
spank
you're
yourself.
really good at creating your own bad PR. GSOR is for sale. That's back. That's actually one of the best TDs numbers wise. I looked that one up. VK
And that's
is
all down to the number of shells it carries.
yeah. It's
in
just
the
it's just brutal. It's a
You know,
good
it's
tank.
as simple as
Yeah.
that, isn't it?
Yep. Mobile, hits hard, has 4 shots, I think, something like that.
Or it is, yeah.
Decently accurate. I mean, really, it's just got, and it has a turret, so it's just got
Yeah.
freaking everything you want on a TD.
Yeah.
7501 is not a great premium tank, and then the Senlac. So we got that stuff going on. I'm not going to look at gold and premium account. There's nothing to look at there.
Pretty much the same, isn't
Yeah.
it? Gold premiums, nothing special there.
Vehicles for sale. These are all the same things we just talked about. There is still the Type 64 out there. The Lanson's still for sale. And I don't think there's anything else sales-wise that I noted, unless you have something, Pilgrim, that you thought was
No,
interesting.
I've got exactly the same as you at the moment.
Come down here. That's pretty much it. That's all I can say about that, my friends.
That's all I can say about that.
That's all I can say about that. All right, what else do we have here?
Did we do the Commander AF's code? I can't remember. We did it.
We haven't. Good catch. It is apropos to today. Thanks, Dad, but it's THX DAD. THX DAD. Thanks, Dad. And that will get you a M41 Delta rental. Father's Day in the West will get you a Chinese rental tank.
Yeah.
Light tank.
Yeah. Happy
Light
Father's Day to you all. Make Pluto great again. I think Pluto's always been great. I love Pluto. I think it's always been a planet in my eyes. I don't care what the scientists say. Pluto's a planet. It's the last stop before the wide, big universe.
If you were in marketing at World of Tanks,
Oh, yeah.
and you knew in the West, or on NA, because that's where this code is for, you had Father's Day coming up,
Oh, yeah.
would you pick a Chinese light tank or, not to be, elitist, or a U.S. heavy tank?
I'd pick the Renegade. I would have a Renegade for Father's Day. Absolutely. 100%. But then, I'm British, so it doesn't matter, does it?
Just saying. Maybe anyone's heavy tank. To be fair, the M41 is a U.S. design, but...
Yeah, it's covered in Chinese decals.
You know what, though? It's interesting, though, because who actually used the M41D?
That's a good question.
Well, Taiwan.
Well presented.
Taiwan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a Chinese tank.
No.
No. Man, we have so many little... We're just really...
I know.
This kind of point is apropos to later as well, because of another news item that we have coming up. But we're going to leave that one. We're not going to spoil it. All right.
Sneak that one in.
You're going to sneak that one in. Prime Gaming is back. Vikings Among Us has been extended to 24 June. I don't know why that matters. It's, I guess, to get missions done and stuff, that helps out. Or if you didn't come into Prime Gaming until the 23rd, you're good. But just FYI, not a huge effect, I don't think, for anybody, but it has been expanded.
Yes.
And maybe that's to match up with the next campaign. I don't know. Remember your Twitch missions, guys. You should be getting, obviously, your weekend tokens and things. I think we talked about this yesterday, but don't forget to go in and use those things in the Twitch store.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all free stuff. Well, it's free connected to the paid stuff, but it's free stuff. You got to pay for your Twitch Prime first, but it's free afterwards.
It's actually not a bad way to get some premium time.
Yeah, no, that is cool. Yeah. Yep. I actually do like Pluto better than Uranus. Yes, I do. Thank you, Kedge.
You know what, Gator? I do sort of remember that. And I bet that happened about the time they moved into China. That'd be my guess.
Yeah, that'd be my guess as well.
Yep. Father's Day missions. Let's go over to the whatever this is, client, and take a look at the Father's Day missions. What do we got going on here? We got Steel Hunter.
We have.
Is that crickets? Do I hear crickets?
Did you say that out loud?
Did
somebody mention something?
You hear that?
Oh. It feels like a dust devil rolling along.
Sounded like crickets. Anyway, Steel Hunter. I guess someone plays it. Who plays Steel Hunter? You guys playing that? Battle Pass and Recon, Wayne, all at the same time. Hurry, do them all. Hurry, 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 hurry.
Pressure's on.
Vikings Among Us, you can do 10 of those bad boys. That's just getting some extra experience. The Sheridan is on track. And then this is the Father's Day stuff. I actually played a bit yesterday and didn't get very far on this. Here's what I don't understand this, fellas. Okay, this is not a 24-hour thing. That's what happened. Okay. 10 players. I guess I didn't play near as much as I thought I did yesterday. Anyway, do these things, get some decals. We got a mustache, because, you know, dads have mustaches, and another mustache, I guess. We have World's Best Dad, and here's Daddy, or Daddy's here, which is a little bit creepy to me, actually.
I was just thinking the film doesn't do it for me. Yeah.
Numeral Snake 787, welcome to the show. Thanks for the chat. That is a fantastic question, and we will talk about that when we get to subjects du jour, because I have a few thoughts about that. Let me generally say the plan is to release 2 maps in the next year.
Yeah. We still got. We'll get to it, but we still got one apparently coming. Very soon.
But just to answer his question with a fact, at least a fact of what was put out by Wargaming advertised, they're saying 2 maps in the next year, one in September and one early next year. They didn't even give a time for that one. No. Which 2 of the many that they've done in recon mode? But again, we're going to get to that because I have some definite thoughts about that one.
Yeah.
And that's it. So Father's Day stuff. So there you go. That's everything that's really important. The E100 is also on track. I'm seeing a lot of those in Tier 10, along with 780s.
Yeah.
Along with a lot of 780s.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I think that's it. Any other missions and special stuff that you can think of there?
No, we covered. I think.
All right.
I think. Yeah. I was just trying to think. No. Hang on. Let me just check. Let me check my computer. Right.
Okay. Consult the notes.
Yeah, the notes. Did we talk about the NAEU competition? I can't remember now. Is that subjects du jour?
That's subjects du jour.
Okay.
That's subjects du jour.
We'll leave that then.
Okay.
I think we covered it.
Excellent. They're pushing the map with the runway. You guys are really trying to drag me into this right now, aren't you? That's the worst one, in my opinion. That's almost the worst map of all the ones they've done so far.
It is.
It's horrible.
We'll just get rid of it.
It's horrible. It's an atrociously bad, ridiculous map. Anyway, you guys are trying to drag me into it before it's time.
We'll get there.
Before it's time. All right, let's go into subjects du jour. We have, let's just hit a couple kind of tanky news kinds of things here. We have some changes.
Yeah.
Let's get back up here to the top. There we go. All right. Let's get Chrome cooking again. All right. I got to find my chat because I want to be able to answer you guys. There we go. All right. What do we got here? We have too many windows flying around is what we have. SMV CC64 Vipera. Is this the Tier 8 Premium? I think it is. I thought this was interesting, though. Because it got nerfed pretty hard. A little bit of a power to weight nerf. The speed backwards. No, the speed forward, sorry. Got nerfed by 4 kilometers down to 32. Look how much the turret rotation and the gun turret turning. Yeah, so the turret capability of it got nerfed hard.
Yeah.
From 27 to 18, so it's now that slow TD turret kind of idea. I think because of its mobility and overall firepower and the idea of this thing, it really needed to get knocked down a bit. I don't know, Diablo. They hate him. Aim spread, so a little bit less during turret rotation, which makes sense because it's slower. Yeah. So you're getting less dispersion penalty for turning the turret. Same thing for the speed and the vehicle rotation and blah blah. So that's a bit of a buff. The rest of it is a bit of a nerf. The aiming time is increased to 2.88. So some changes to this in Super Test. Then we get to this TL7120, which you and I have talked about
Yeah.
a couple times, and this thing looked kind of ridiculous, and it took some nerfs as well, it appears. Max speed backwards from 18, holy cow,
Yeah.
to 13. That seems more reasonable.
Oh,
I mean, it's an auto loader. I think an auto reloader, as I recall, right?
I think it's a reloader, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had an 18-kilometer backward, so it could come out, punish you, and run away.
Disappear very quickly.
Yeah, backwards. So that I think that was a good idea. The dispersion got nerfed, so apparently, and the aim time. So apparently the gun was too good. And then the aim spread after firing was increased. Oh, I thought there was another tank here that cracked me out. Where is that thing? Huh. There was another tank. No, I don't know. There was another. Was it this thing? Oh, maybe we'll run across it as we're talking. Maybe I was looking at a different site, but there was another tank that got nerfed, and it got its radio range nerfed from like 700 to 500.
Oh. Yeah. So, how is that going to affect it? Yes, one wonders.
I didn't even know they even paid attention to what their radio ranges were above about tier 5.
But how much store do they put into radio range? I mean, do they think that it's a massive factor in the game?
I don't know.
I don't know. Without knowing the hidden stats behind it all, I guess.
The Italian TD was the radio nerf? Let me see. Did I just miss it? Oh, yeah, there it is. It was. Look at that.
Yeah. That's terrible, isn't it? Oh, dear.
Now, I've said in the past, they could make radios important.
They could.
They would have to decrease them by a bunch.
Yeah.
And make it kind of a factor on the maps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is at the lower tiers, and to some extent that's kind of interesting. But they would have to do a lot of nerfing at the higher tiers to have a similar situation happen. But anyway, there you go. They nerfed it. That'll show. Redshire, I guess Redshire's changing. This is their video, and it has to do with not getting your rear kicked, trying to get up to the blimp, from this spawn.
Yeah, no, that
south spawn, I think.
Definitely needs something there, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes, south spawn. There's the mini map on it right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what.
It's very much same along the lines as that one with the frozen aircraft carrier and that. They have to do something with those big gaps that people can exploit when you try to move into locations.
See, that's what what did they do here? That's it? Hold on.
No, they've raised the ground higher, haven't they?
Whoop, no.
No, they haven't, have they? No, they haven't done much, have they?
I think that's... Okay, that's right here. Yeah, I don't know if maybe that's trying to give the guys... Because you can get... From this... You can't see it because I can't... Hold on, let me mess with this a little bit. There we go. This... And it's going to be hard to see, guys, but, that southern hill... that if you put your light tanks, there's a bush line here that you can get to the light tank, but if you're anywhere on this here and seen or further back, the guys on the hill can shred you. And there's not a similar situation on the other side. It's quite unbalanced in terms of that. So they've sunk that down just a little bit. Yeah, I don't even, what on earth? Look at that. Now that's a big change.
Yeah, that one. They've all gone.
So now you can just drive right up there.
Yeah.
You can't get shot in the side.
Yeah, that is a big change.
I do feel like the South wins that more.
Yes.
And it probably is because people don't go there or they lose hit points getting there. So that is probably a factor. The other side, the South side, has no problem getting there. So that seems like a decent change.
Yeah.
So
That also will play in for the light tanks to use alternative positions to spot, because they won't be able to get that view through the gap. So that'll do something.
Now with TDs, don't have a shot on the beach area.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. If you're sitting back there, yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. And let's see.
It'll pan out when you play, I guess.
Yep. So there it is from that side. Oh, wait a minute. There was something else up there. Okay. All right. What is this spot?
That.
Oh, did they just make a sniper spot here for these guys? That's a very subtle change right there.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, that'll be a hull down spot, won't it?
Yeah, it looks like maybe a hull down spot or something there. That's a very minor change. I kind of like that, actually. They don't get too crazy. Oh, what are we doing here? Oh, we put a truck.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Hold on. That's what they did?
Mm-hmm. Is it indestructible truck?
I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a tank that can't be destroyed. A truck that can't be destroyed. A truck and some barrels. A truck is.
Oh yeah, the barrels are much needed.
Much needed truck. Hold on. Let's see this again because this is pretty awesome. Oh yeah, here it comes. Look at this change right here. Truck.
I've been waiting 9 years for this, for them to put a truck on this map.
A lorry.
A lorry.
A lorry.
A big lorry.
A big lorry. All right. I know. I don't get it, but okay. Oh, geez, and I got all kinds of. What? What happened here? They do the change, and then all their crap comes up. You can't even see what it is. I don't even know what happened there. They moved a tree?
No idea. Yeah,
did they just move it? Hold on, let's do this.
Yeah, it's gone. That bridge is now not covered by a tree. That's it, isn't it? They've just moved the trees. Does that mean there's a double bush area there now?
Well, maybe these trees were problematic. Could you knock these down and then just have a heyday back here and not be able to be seen? Maybe these trees.
Could be.
I mean, sometimes there are places. I'm not saying this is one of them, but there are places on maps that only not a lot of players know about, that you can knock a tree down in the right direction, and then you can just, because of the way the hitbox and everything is set up.
It'll be double bushed up.
Yeah, you can just be super double bushed and all this kind of shit. So I mean, I don't know. Whatever, they moved a tree. All right, so there you go. There's changes to Red Shark.
Yeah.
Make the ditch deep enough to drown Arnie.
Yeah, yes. Yes.
Oh, man.
Like the old Minsk map that used to have that river that was only 3 inches deep.
Yeah. Like, this is only sort of connected to this, but there was a post on Reddit. Some guy puts a thing on it, shows a screenshot of him getting banned for 12 days. And he's complaining. He's like, I just got done working 10 days, and I'm on a 12-day vacation, and this happens. And I'm looking at 12 days? Well, it's not your first rodeo, dude. You got banned. You know what I mean? He's complaining about for unsportsmanlike conduct. And I'm thinking, good Lord, man, is that your third or fourth?
Yeah.
1, 2, 4, 8. I don't even know how you get to 12. But goodness gracious.
Yeah, goodness gracious me.
Yeah. All right, so we got that. I thought this was kind of interesting here. This is a quick article here about tanks that weren't released. We have an AMX-50 hull with a TCB-120 turret. So that's that big turret that I think the Tier 9 or 10 has. The other one, the not autoloader version, on an AMX-50 hull. A T-58 heavy tank was similar to T-57, but with a 155 millimeter from the T-30 with a 6-shot autoloader.
Oh my goodness me! Imagine that in game. Whoa!
Oh my goodness!
That would be awesome.
They wanted it integrated as a Tier 10. It was fully modeled, but impossible to balance it. It was completely broken. Sounds like it.
You think?
Yeah. A 6-round 750 Alpha autoloader. T-4485. We've heard about that one a lot.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't good enough for 8, but it was too strong for 7, is what they were saying.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Just around midnight. That's a great. I don't know, Diablo. You know, maybe it was a post that maybe it's a BS picture he had from a while ago. I don't know. It's Reddit, so take it with a grain of salt. Who knows?
Yeah.
T-44 lightweight. That's kind of like T-54 lightweight. This was in the game. Remember the T-122-54?
Yeah.
At Tier 9, they took it out when they redid the Russian line. It's been taken out and hasn't come back in. I like this. Tiger.
It's not a collector's tank either, is it?
No, it's not. Yeah, interestingly, it's not in the collector's tanks.
Yeah.
It has been speculated multiple times in things like the Caravan and the auctions and all that stuff that it might be one of the tanks, but it's never showed up.
Never come. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit. I like this.
Yeah, it was fun.
Tiger 1 L56 with a 3,000 base DPM.
Tiger 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take it. A Yag Tiger, that's a stock Yag Tiger, premium tier 8, not released. Yeah. The T95 Chieftain and the Chieftain Mark 6, these are pretty famous and known ones that are in the files but haven't been released. The M48A2, blah, 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 which is basically a tier 10 Renegade.
Yeah.
Not released. The UDES 03 Alt 3, there was a lot of scuttlebutt about that a couple years ago, and it's been speculated to be one of the reward tanks, but not much heard from it. A WZ-120 GFT, a tier 9 Chinese TD that never got released. So maybe another of the tier 9s they have in line.
You see, because they haven't released them doesn't mean that they won't.
True.
You know, it's just a matter of getting it.
Well, and some of these have been around for a long time, and there was a lot of talk, and then they just sort of disappeared. Others are kind of new things, and then there's a whole list of lower tier stuff we won't go through, but things that have been created but were never.
You know, when they talk about this tank's not balanced, and so we can't release it, but surely, right? I mean, I can't get my head around that because surely it's just a matter of writing a piece of coding to balance the tank. You know what I mean? Well, it's a pixel tank. It's not real. You don't have to remodel it in a factory somewhere. You just type a few things in a typewriter and it changes.
No, it's too expensive to change out. You know, you got to retool the factory, and then you got to build new forms and presses and stuff. And then you have to go through the whole.
Employ people who know how to do it.
Yeah, and then you have to go through the whole testing cycle and drive it around your test area.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, I can see how hard that would be.
I don't know, man.
I have no idea.
I think that Tiger was a tier 7, but I'm still with you. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Yeah. Still a lot.
All right. Let's see what else we got. We have. Oh, check this out, guys. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? So, today's contentious world. Now, here's Guido's conspiracy theory on this. When they divested themselves of RU, was this always the plan?
Was it? Now that's a good point. Was it?
I don't know.
Were they restricted in being able to push it forward because they had such a huge server base in the RU? And you know, I don't know. Good one. It's a good. Do you know what? It's a dang fine point to bring up for discussion, sir.
I mean, I don't know. Do they have that much strategic foresight? I don't know. It's a good deal for RU people who don't want to stay on the RU server. Who knows what's going to go on there, because that's a whole new company at this point. Yeah. But now, apparently... So here's a question. Did they not say that they will no longer deal with and make money and such off the RU cluster?
They did. If not in so many words, they did.
You will remember that I sort of I wouldn't say scoff, but I said there's more to this than they're letting on.
Yeah. Because the other consideration right now for that particular thing to be happening is that the countries that historically played on the RU server are not necessarily Russian nor
Right.
aligned with Russia.
Right.
So that's why it's happening.
So Eighth Hussars throws another piece of the puzzle in, and he's absolutely true. And that's kind of why I scoff the whole, white knight. We're doing this, from purely altruistic reasons. I was really thinking they weren't just going to abandon a cash cow. And when you start talking about companies, ownership, holding companies, connections, everything else, you can certainly truthfully say we sold it. It is no longer associated with whoever, but still be connected to the same people, and essentially the money going to the same account.
Same account, exactly.
Right. Same people doesn't have to be the same account. You can own multiple accounts.
No.
So there's about 100 ways to do that crap in business. And this is very interesting because obviously they have still enough connection to transfer accounts across. They're actually closing World of Warplanes in RU.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. I didn't realise that was going to happen. But Cliffy's mentioned it there.
Yeah.
That's an easy option because I'm assuming, my only assumption, is that World of Warplanes isn't as big a franchise as World of Tanks or.
I wouldn't be surprised to hear World of Warplanes is just closing based on how many people play it. But
yeah,
I would assume since you have a big company and you're already in the process of doing all these games, keeping a smaller title that, as long as it's still semi-profitable, it doesn't hurt them too much. They'll do all that math. But the big news then, obviously, here is RU players are going to come into EU. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Cross-party chat is definitely not going to come.
Well, thank God that's not the case. That's right. Well, even they're definitely going to have a chat situation they're going to have to deal with.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm sure it's already there because more than likely there's plenty of RU players that have EU accounts. It's all
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised there, and it's a good thing for somebody who has an account on the RU that doesn't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
So they can change. Somebody else mentioned, but they can't change but they can't let accounts swap in NA and EU. Absolutely, and they have several times sort of alluded to the technical difficulties of such.
Oh yeah.
Clearly, that's not that difficult. They're going to do it.
you know that is part BS because they have in the past allowed server transfers, and I'm sorry, but other games have multi-server abilities. You can play on any server in some games, wherever it is on the world, if you want to put up with the ping and all the rest of it. So it's not. I don't think it's a technical issue. I think it's a financial issue. I think it's really tied into finances.
So I'm a little bit confused here, though, because maybe I'm going off on the completely wrong tangent. They're intermixing World of Tanks, RU, and World of Warplanes. Am I completely missing the boat? Is this just World of Warplanes?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm very confused on the terminology. Your WAT account in the EU region via World of Warplanes.
Your what account?
Does he mean wargaming account to the EU region?
Possibly wargaming account, World of Warplanes.
Planes and tanks share the same account.
Oh yes, because you can use the XP from either one.
Yeah, but
either one.
Yeah, you can, but I've never seen it mentioned as such.
Okay, all right. Possibly.
So what Cliffy is saying is they're closing World of Warplanes, so they're offering a move, regardless of whether you're a World of Warplanes player, I guess.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
If they class, that is a good point in so much that if both accounts are identical, they are the account for those, because we know World of Warships is different. Then, if you're going to close half of that account down, effectively that's what they're saying, then I guess they have to offer them the ability to move it before you lose it.
So I'm still confused. Am I transferring just my World of Warplanes or the whole account?
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, it is
Because look
that.
at this.
Yeah.
It says accounts of players who cannot or do not want to transfer to the EU will be deleted after the RU server is closed, which is the World of Warplane server, and all game values on them will be lost. The gold available on the account will remain available on the Watt account on the RU server.
Right. Because the XP is shared, you won't lose that either, the free XP. So the only thing you're going to lose on World of Warplanes is your credits or bonds or whatever it is that you build up.
I don't know, Cliffy. I don't know if it's both or neither. But you can certainly have transfer a world of warplanes without the. You're 99% sure, yeah. That's great. That's strange. That is strange.
So just to
You know, that's not a bad cover though. For if your plan the whole time was to let RU players move over to EU anyway.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's digging deep in
yeah,
the conspiracy theory stuff, but
yeah. But it's a possibility because the thought is there. There is a possibility to it, isn't there?
yeah.
Probability,
I
no
think that
possibility.
provided Clippy's right, and I think I tend to agree with him that you can just take your account, which happens to have World of Warplanes and World of Tanks on it in this case. So what's going on with World of Warships? I guess they're not offering that because this is really tied around World of Warplanes closing
Yeah,
in RU. I wonder why
yeah,
it's closing in RU.
yeah,
That has to be their
yeah.
biggest. Maybe it isn't. Maybe RU is actually their smallest World of Warplanes.
Because whoever's taking on the company that will become World of Tanks RU may see that as a non-profitable part of the
Perhaps
organisation,
right.
and
So I
they
don't know
may,
what its share is of World of
yeah,
Warplanes. My ass assumption is that it was the largest because they have the most players, but maybe the Russians aren't that into the airplanes, so it's smaller than EU. I don't know.
yeah, maybe, or not as profitable,
Not
maybe.
as profitable. Yeah.
Yeah, might not be smaller, but it might not generate the profits that they require
I
from
guess the
taking it on.
upshot really there, Pilgrim, is that they're going to be able to move their tanks account. You
Yeah,
know, under
yeah,
the rationale auspices
yeah.
of planes closing, and that's going to give them an option. More details will be available. Stay tuned. But still, obviously, these companies still have a relationship.
They've got to, haven't they?
Now,
Otherwise, you
you
won't
know,
be able to do that.
during a turnover, you will naturally have this kind of stuff going on. So it's
Yeah,
not like
yeah,
as of day, legally the day is this, but you have to disconnect and do all that stuff. So
yes,
fair
yeah.
enough. That's all part of business right there.
It's all the minor detail stuff as well.
But that is an interesting. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Situation.
Conundrum.
Yeah. All right, we've been out for an hour, guys. I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I need to go hit the head and make a new coffee because I'm forlornly looking at my empty coffee cup right here. You guys recharge your coffee cups and whatnot, and Pilgrim and I will be back in 5. Okay, my friends, we are back. Let's see. We got the Viperia, RE transfers. Okay, how about recon missions? Somebody asked about that earlier. Good old recon missions. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to turn off this. Here we go. Recon missions. Any of you guys doing them? Anybody bothering with the recon mission? Dude.
Deathly silence.
Yeah. Gator is doing it, all right. Are you liking it, Gator? Pale Jedi says waste of time. Well, that's a great segue. What was the goal, the stated goal of the recon mission? That's for you, Pilgrim. What was the stated goal?
Well, that's a rhetorical question because
it is. Yeah.
The fact that I haven't even bothered with the stupid mode after the first couple of sessions. Sorry, did I say stupid? My apologies. With the mode after the first couple of sessions, I've erased that. I've done a system wipe on that. No idea. No idea.
So for me, the first time they did it, this is the third time, I believe. Am I right? I'm pretty sure it's the third time.
We did it together the first time.
Yeah, and they advertised it, and they talked about new maps. You guys are going to help us figure it out. We're going to pick the best ones. We're going to... Now, I don't know if they ever actually said we're going to release these maps like soon or...
At all.
My assumption, silly me, was that we were going to get some of these maps pretty fast because it looked like a quick, iterative, smart, agile way to add maps to the game.
Yes. Give the player base a chance to play them before they're released on general issue and iron out all the wrinkles, bang to rights, a couple of months down the line, new maps.
And then we got crickets.
We did. We got Dust Devils. Anyway, yeah, I knew.
Which I went, okay, got it. Second one came out. And I'm thinking, you tricked me once, but I'm still on board with the idea.
Yes.
So let's do it. And I did it again.
Yeah.
And I gave inputs.
Yes.
And I spent my time...
filled out the survey.
I spent my time play testing their maps.
Yeah.
And then crickets.
Yeah.
And now we got a third iteration, and we have seen exactly 0 maps. And we get a advertisement that says we're going to get one in September and one next year sometime.
Yeah, September 2022, they said. And they actually said it's going to be the Outpost map. I don't know.
Gator, I think that's a completely separate thing. Yeah, when they're new, you can definitely have fun. And it is, I mean, in terms, it's the basic game. It's just a new map, right? We call it a mode. It's not a mode. It's map testing in the basic World of Tanks game.
Yeah.
It's a pub match on a new map, which is cool. I mean, I'm still on board with that whole idea. Clearly, I'd love to get new maps. What I'm not on board with is the ridiculous third iteration and not one map has come out of this.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. If you're going to use the player base as your test base, as your test jig, then the end result has to be what the end result has to be what the mission statement was.
It has to be a result.
Yeah.
There has to be
you can't have a mission statement that doesn't result in an end mission statement result, can you? Or can you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Pilgrim. Yes, you can. Back to the rhetorical question.
Yeah.
It turns out the rhetorical answer was not exactly what I thought it was. What is the purpose of recon? To make new maps?
Yeah, no,
Or
it's
to
just to get unpaid labour. Oh dear, oh dear. It's all about the decals.
I don't know, Wargaming. If any of you guys are watching, which I doubt, what is going on? What is going on? It's ridiculous. Then,
Are they
go ahead.
are they future proofing the game for 20 years' time when they've introduced the maps? Are they going to say it's been fully tested over 20 years? These maps are superbly balanced.
Gator, I have no doubt that it takes a significant amount of effort to make new maps. There is no doubt. I mean,
Oh yeah.
and I'm only, I mean, I maybe know 1% of what it is required to build stuff digitally like that. But in just the small things I've been part of, design and testing and stuff, and these are very simple things that I've done. It takes a while. I mean, people have to put in the inputs, and you've got to design it and see if stuff works on it and all that good stuff. But I don't think it takes this long to send a map. And the state most of those were in that I played on seemed entirely fine in terms of they could have been released right then and it wouldn't have bothered me. I would have absolutely understood that there were probably problems with them. And then you iteratively improve those.
You do it. Yeah, exactly that. Because you would assume that each map is dynamic. Therefore, there is the process, there is the result, and then there's the ongoing adjustments to as it plays out. You would think.
That's the way I see it, Howie. I mean, they seemed like they were all, in my opinion, releasable. A lot of the pretty stuff wasn't there. Some of them were more basic than others with just some of their basic assets and stuff. But nobody cares.
No.
Just release it and then tweak it. And if it's so bad that it's just not working and you really have to take it out of the game and work on it, then do so.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
No, exactly.
Release
that.
them.
No, exactly that. Nobody cares that particular bush doesn't give you the same spotting values as another particular bush. So who cares if the balance is slightly out? Put it out there. Let the players play it. If it, as you say, if it is bad, withdraw it, tweak it, put it back. See, when they say it's hard to make a map, I don't get it, because there must be a base. There must be a base map that they operate off, and then introduce things like mountains and streams or whatever.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, they'll have certain size.
Let's call it 80% of the work's already done. All the coding to create a map is there. It's just the other little bits they throw in.
I get, a lot of it depends on how they're set up for their editing and for building. I know nothing about it and how they do it. But
I'm just assuming.
Obviously, when you have done recon mode now 3 times, how many maps are there out now? They have a dozen or more? I don't remember.
Must be
are any of the maps this time the same? I haven't even done it, so I have no idea if any of the maps this time are the same from last time, and they're doing some improvements. I don't know that answer. But I think the real point here is not necessarily how long it takes, because clearly they have the maps built. The real point, I think, is let's get the maps released and get people playing on them. And if they're so bad they have to remove them, but then do iterative improvements as you go.
Yes.
So then I ask, well, I don't know. Everyone here today is probably a very invested player. Do they have data that maybe the more casual players, they might lose casual players if some map is really bad?
I don't know. I don't think that even comes into the equation. Seriously, I don't. If you're a casual player, I don't think an unbalanced map drives you away from the game. I think other things like dying within 30 seconds or costs a fortune to get a premium or something realistic like that would drive a casual game away. I don't think a map that is somewhat unbalanced, because 90% of the people don't care. They just drive out and fire the gun. They're looking for another tank to shoot. They're not interested. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's only those who are invested.
Well, Eighth Hustlers makes a good point, and so does Howie. Some people think proc is bad, and most people wouldn't even notice an unbalanced map. So I just threw that out as a discussion point. Mostly just trying to be empathetic with wargaming. What are the possible business and gaming and future reasons for just dragging your feet so much on new maps that clearly they've already built.
Yeah, it's there. It's been tested. It's been actually in the game as a mode.
Yeah.
Just throw them out. Just throw them out there. All good fun. Great.
Does this bush make me look fat? Does this bush fit me?
Yeah. I am a size 22 bush.
Or is my mouse bottom sticking out the back of it?
I'll have to use that one when she says that to me now.
Yeah.
Do I look big in this? Your mouse looks big, dear. I'll go down a stone.
Yikes! Yeah, you might not be here because you'd be dead.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go, guys. I don't know what's going on with Recon, and I haven't played it, and it's interesting that only a few of you have. I guess the bottom line here for me is I've given up on Recon. I don't care.
Yeah.
There was no payoff.
I like the principle.
There was no payoff.
No, the execution was...
The possible payoff in my mind was we'd have a new map or two, and it would happen pretty quickly. Didn't happen. Yeah. So I'm not wasting my time with it anymore. They did double the rewards, though.
They did.
Yeah, you get twice as many. Twice as many directives.
They doubled the rewards. We're not saying they're any better. They're just twice as much crap.
You get double the directives, baby.
Oh, dear. I love the fact that every server they ever do asks you your age at the very end. I keep trying to write 150 and it's going, no, we can't recognise that number.
Somebody said they put a note, just put the damn maps in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get Battle Pass points, that's good. Yep. There's some premium time, yep. Yeah, so that's actually a good point because if you're if you're a free to play player, some of these modes have things like premium time, which you would like to grab, and then that's all good. And maybe you don't care so much about that you're on Recon maps. And then somebody mentioned, they're fun because they're new. I got all that. I'm just saying, in the big picture, the purpose of it, in my opinion, I thought was to make new maps, and we have no new maps, so I don't understand what we're doing.
No, I was like you. I was very much enthused by the whole idea, and then because it's just dragged its backside for so long, I can't find the enthusiasm to go back in. So, what a great idea, Wargaming, and what a great way to pan it down the toilet. Simple, isn't it?
Wayne's clamoring for the 780. All right, Steel Hunter.
Okay.
Who's playing Steel Hunter? I didn't even know Steel Hunter was going on until I sat down today and looked around. I'm like, oh, Steel Hunter's going on. What are the rewards in Steel Hunter? I don't actually know that. Are there any? What do we got here? If I go to Steel Hunter,
I don't know. I haven't checked, to be honest. We'll have a quick look.
Wow, he hasn't played in a week. Let's see. Okay, some vehicles, got it. And how do I know? Is this the reward stuff? Yeah. Steel Hunter's back. Got it. Noted. Maps. Hunters. Rewards. All right, you can get Battle Pass points. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't see... Huh. How do you find the rewards? Is that possible? Is this it? Missions. Okay, so it looks like Styles and top player gets 25 bonds. Okay.
Alright, that's useful.
So it looks like some Styles and some bonds. And I think the commanders, right? They gather up experience or whatever. I don't remember if they end up... I don't remember if they show up in your garage, though, or not, though, to be honest. So Steel Hunter's going on. Looks like not many people are playing it. Never heard of her. I haven't played one Steel Hunter. Best, most unique tank we've developed. Buy it or you'll miss out. They're still trying to bait us into 780 talk, man. What else do we want to talk about? Cobra Tank. I'm two tokens away from getting it.
Oh, you need to get it, mate.
You remember the good old days a week ago when everyone was only talking about the Cobra Tank and how it was going to destroy the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they released the 780 and everyone forgot about the Cobra Tank.
Exactly that. I mean, I think there's some fine thinking going on behind that in Wargaming. Let's just do that. They'll shut them up about the Cobra.
I'm close.
It's a good tank.
I'm close. Like when I get to 40, I'll have the next two coins, and I'm only two tokens
You
away.
need to get it, mate. You need
Yeah.
to get it. It's not overpowered. There are some things that you need to be aware of. But I like it. I like the fact it's mobility. I like its hitting power. For a medium, and I like the fact that it's British.
It's British. It's British. Good. So there you go. I will do a review on it, guys, once I get a hold of it and play it a bit. We'll let you know what I think of the Cobra.
This is so going 780. This chat.
Oh
It's
yeah.
all over
Oh
it,
yeah.
mate. Look
oh
at
yeah.
it.
Okay. Last thing
Let's
for
not
this.
talk about it then.
Let's show those guys. No.
Yeah.
We're not doing it. All right.
We're not doing it.
Last thing before we get to the 780, guys, is just, I don't know if you noticed this, because I think this is really important for everybody. Not being sarcastic, obviously, but, well, not obviously.
No. Nothing's
For
obvious
all of
with
you who are still running on your 32-bit Intel Pentium E2180,
Yeah.
they're not going to be supporting you anymore.
No. Because you're peasants.
What the heck? What the heck? That blows my mind. Obviously, that's the SD client. So that's the minimum. The recommended is still only a GTX 660, and then Ultra is still fairly low at 1050 Ti with 4 gig. I don't think this affects too many people in NA, but there may be people that are still running on the old potato. And it's certainly, I think this might be some more of the fallout of dropping out of EU for them. Maybe they're able to concentrate on less on some of the more potato kind of computers, and we'll see if it has an effect in the future, but that is happening.
Well, it gives them what they say is it gives them the opportunity to up the graphics or to create different packages and so on and move it forward, where they've had to sort of throttle back because they're having to deal with 32-bit architecture. So maybe that's it.
Yeah.
And as you say, it's a dropout from leaving the RU.
Yeah.
Because maybe in the RU they're working off tin cans and bits of string. I don't know.
It rambles on a 1050. Yep. And there's Ultra and then there's
Yeah.
Ultra. I mean, there's some of these struggle a little bit. Although my 1080 GTX Ti was still rocking. Its only problem was being able to push the game and the stream. So I have a better result on my stream with the 3080.
Well, I've got a
That I have.
1070 and it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So there you go. All right, fellas. It's time.
Okay.
It's time.
Okay. It's time for a coffee break.
Yeah, think of it.
Yeah, time.
The 780.
Ginger beer. 780.
The 780. All right. Question was, did I get one? The answer is obviously. Of course I did. Where is this stupid thing? Here it is. Actually, I need to make this a primary. And I got number 2,476.
Well, you did well.
There it is, 2,476. So I got one with the skin on it.
But oh right, so you got you've got the taxi number on the back. Is
Yes.
that what you've got?
Yeah, it's right here.
New York taxi.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Pale Jedi got 338. I think he said. Was it 338? Pale
Yeah.
Jedi. Somebody stayed up early. Got up early. No, sorry, 3,000.
Well, I had to be at work at 6 anyway, so I got up at 5 because I get up, shower quickly, grab a bagel and a coffee, and I'm out on the road, and it takes me 20 minutes to get to work. So I had 10 minutes to do this. What I didn't realize was I should have paid attention, but clearly there was going to be an update. So when I sat down and started it up, it updated. So that cost me 5-6 minutes. Then I got in. I didn't think I was going to miss out at all, but I certainly had no chance of getting a low one. What I really wanted was 12-12. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, is there anybody out there who can swap with you?
Yeah. And I'd already done the video and I'd already looked at it. I'd made a couple miscalculations though. One thing I did not realize was I didn't have 50 bonds in every nationality.
Right.
So I did miss out on a few percentages on 3 or 4. So I think the max you could get was 36, and I got 32. I think 4 countries I didn't have 50. I was in the 30s, and it didn't do any. You couldn't do any fractional stuff. It didn't do it. It was either you had 50 or you had none.
Yeah.
And you could only use 50 per each one.
Yeah.
So, and maybe it was by multiples of 25. I don't remember, but anyway, I didn't have the full 50.
Right.
So that cost me. So what I spent was those Universal, the countries I did have 50 or whatever it allowed me to do, which I was a little lower than I thought because I think you could get to 36% total. Then
Yes.
I threw in 300 something thousand free XP, which is all I have. All I had. You can see I've only got 9,000 now.
Right.
And then I used silver on the rest. I could have converted, but I said, well, let me just keep the gold. I'll because I was back up to 55, 58 million. It could cost me like
Yeah. That's
30
right, yeah.
million, 32 million, something like that.
Okay.
So 32 million silver, 300,000 something free XP, and whatever, almost the max that you could get
Yeah.
in the blueprints. That's what I spent, which is,
Right.
in my opinion, all in-game resources.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I play the game, I make silver. I play
Yeah.
the game, I make free XP. I play the game, I get blueprints.
Yes. Yeah. See,
Uh,
that's the whole reason why I couldn't do it, is because I would have to spend real money to bulk it up, because it would have wiped all my free resources out. Then I would have had to go down the gold route. You know what I mean? And I thought, I'm not going to do it. I don't need that tier 10 that desperately that I'm going to do it. So my question is, how have people done it? I can understand you because you've got every tank in the game, you've got, you know, all that sort of good stuff, and you don't need blueprints because you don't need to do the grind and all the rest. So they can be used, you know.
Right.
But how has other people done it? How have you done it? Used all your resources, people? That is a question.
Great question. I mean, really, if you look at the article, here it is. I mean, I put it in the video. You could spend $200 plus whatever
Yeah.
200, whatever 55,000 gold was. Right, that's what it was, I believe.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's 200 plus the 5,000, which I think is another $20 or something like that.
yeah.
So that's just the straight up standing start. If you had 800,000 free experience laying around, plus I think plus oh no, it was just 800,000 free experience, right? Yeah, 800,000 would have got it to yeah. Oh wait, let me zero out these at my calculator over here.
I mean, I know there are players out there with million plus free XP.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's the biggest no-brainer of all time, in my opinion. And the only reason you have 800,000 free experience is either you have every tank or you have every tank you want.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So you're just
So-
building up free XP.
So, I mean, that's easily the biggest no-brainer ever, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Somebody logged into my account thinking they were helping me, but they used 700k of my free experience and 6,500 of my gold. Squash.
Oh, you need to go into a dark corner and spank yourself, sir. You really do.
Dude. So it's sold out on EU. I went over to my
Yeah,
EU
yeah.
account. From what I can tell, you can't get it on EU anymore,
I've had a look. You can't get out. You can't get it.
right?
Well,
and there's still a
I
lot
can
of the non 3D styles on NA.
Yeah. Yeah, it hasn't gone as well as probably they would have liked on NA. And I think for that very reason, I think the people see it, it's going to wipe out all your resources, or effectively 90% of your resources, and maybe you need to buy gold to get it. And people are going, no, not this time.
Yeah. All right, chat's going crazy. I'm trying to catch up here, guys. Somebody mentioned CCs. Yeah, we didn't get it. There were enough of them, I think, that the whole idea of CCs taking a tank away from somebody was not a factor. What I don't even know if that's really a factor or anything anyway. We do have a lot of resources, but I will say this, that we are getting a lot less access to content, especially in terms of content on our actual accounts. It's been, I think, 6 months. Close to. I think Christmas was the last time we got any content. And I don't...
I've no. You've mentioned this before. I think it's a very subtle, well, not so much subtle, but
Yeah.
it's a shift away from.
I think there was some stuff that we got on the Sheriff account that where we could do some content creation, but it was on
Right.
Sheriff account, not on our personal accounts. And I don't remember at Christmas if they gave us the tanks or they just... No, at Christmas they figured we had enough boxes, we'd get it. And then if we didn't get it, then they would give it to us but I think
Right.
everybody pretty much got the tanks out of the boxes. So that was really the last time. Now there are these marathon things. I didn't get the ship tick.
No, you didn't, did you? That's
No,
right.
I had to finish that up to get it. I think maybe they did give that to me. That one they may have actually. Now that I think about it, but I was going to finish that anyway. I don't remember. But anyway, the answer to your question was that we did not get it, and I don't think any of the CCs were really that irritated by it. It's just that there was a expectation of how things worked for a lot of years, and it's changed a bit. I think.
Changed a bit, hasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
So we got some guys in the 3000s. Cliffy got 2025. We got 365 for Pale Jedi. Somebody here has a friend who has 001.
Oh, get out, man.
Is it
You know,
Squash
that is bragging rights, isn't
or Diablo or somebody? Somebody. I don't remember who it was. I'm pretty sure somebody who's a regular on the
I'll try
channel
and scroll back and see.
has a friend. Didn't they put that in our? No, maybe no. It's a CC that has a friend. Never mind. Sorry, that was on the CC Discord. Flounder got it. Okay. Yeah, it was somebody. I think that one of the I don't remember who it was. One of the CCs knows the guy.
That's getting up early, and that's commitment,
I
isn't
think
it?
the only way you got one was you were planning on using one resource. You got in, you slid that bar, and you
Was
went.
that a gold?
And
Do you think
went,
that was a
boom.
gold bar?
Well, you could do it with this free experience too, because you could get the whole
free
thing with free
experience,
experience for 800 free experience. Just zing, bang. You know, you're the
Yeah,
fastest
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
You know what though? I mean, I don't know. So there's some smart dudes out there. Somebody could have had a script written too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I don't think you could have known as far as because I don't think the stuff was in the files yet because there was an update. So
no,
maybe
because you
not.
couldn't do the key logic.
Maybe not. It was probably just quick
Yeah.
wiki fingers and a fast mouse.
The old wiki fingers.
Yeah, didn't want to be a bad man. Just had a fast hand, so they made it happen.
Yeah.
Anybody
Oh,
know that?
good for
Anyone
you.
know that reference? Someone chuck it out there if you know that reference. All right. Cliffy got it in 4 minutes. It took me a while to do it. I also had to do several sliders, so I ended up with the number I got. But I did get the 3D skin. Wayne, there's a question actually on the forum about whether that number was even used. So don't know.
Oh, okay. What
Klaus.
about the 5 keys?
Class calls it your moron number.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that actually, because I think that's what everyone kind of really wants to talk about to some extent. This whole idea of worth it and you're a moron and wargaming is screwing you over and you've been taken and all this BS. Look, guys, you know my stance on that. If you want the damn thing, get it. I don't care. You know what I mean? We can talk about whether we how do I put this? The relative worth of it is up to you.
Yeah.
Some people can afford it, some cannot. My opinion was of this thing, like I said in the video, is you can easily get it with crap you've built in the game. What are you playing the game for?
Yeah, I mean, it's not
To
tangible
get
assets,
mad
it's not
that they sold a
practice.
tank?
Yeah. It's not like you've got to go down and see the bank manager, is it? Unless you bought it for gold. It's not like you've got to go and,
200 is stupid. Personally, I wouldn't pay 200
yeah.
actual dollars
No.
for a tank straight up. I get the time is money and blah blah blah, but that's a sunk cost. You've already done that.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's actually an oxymoron because at the end of the day, it's you play the game and it accrues because you play the game. It's
Right.
not you're grinding to buy that tank. You just accrue that. It sits in the back.
No, I'm grinding to
You've got
get
it.
really super butthurt that they took away my in-game resources to get another tank.
Yeah, that's terrible. What's all that about? Yeah. Morons.
Idiots!
Whatever.
On the other side, we can obviously discuss the cost of it, of in-game stuff, and again, it goes back to whether it's worth it to you or not, man. I am not of the, your moron number. There's other videos. It's not worth it. You're an idiot if you get it. Wargaming's trying to screw you over. Blah 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 blah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then don't get.
Do it then.
Then don't get it.
Don't spend anything. Just
Like, if you couch that discussion with, instead of saying you're a moron, hey, look, this is how expensive it is. You could even go, how long did it take you to get those 800,000? Man, that was a long
Yeah.
time. All right, noted. That is a long time. What are you using them for? Why are they sitting there?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
What are you saving 800,000 free experience for?
Yes, you could sort of see somebody going, 800,000 I have. And you're like, really, have you? That's nice for you, mate.
Smaug the Gamer Dragon
Yeah.
is sitting on his hoard of free XP.
Yeah,
Along comes Pilgrim trying to steal.
yeah, exactly. With Sting.
Okay. Let's see.
I don't
Grumpy old man got it. Eighth Hussar says definitely an inexpensive reward. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that.
Yeah,
So now that's another subject I kind of wanted to touch on with it, because we do like to talk here about sort of the way wargaming. How do I put this? Sort of the way they couch things and how they advertise stuff, because to some extent, if you read their article, it's kind of like this. All right, you can grind to get this tank. Well, you can ground. You can have ground to get the tank. It only goes to 11 July. It's not like this tank shows up and you're like, ooh, I'm going to grind me out 800,000 free XP and get it.
Yeah, it's not a marathon. You can't get through 800,000 free XP.
I mean, you either have it or you don't, or you have 20 days to maybe get a few more points. But then you've got the idea, this is the FOMO thing a lot of you guys are talking about, and the hard sell thing does irritate me a little bit around the edges. But at least in NA, you're still fine. EU, if your plan was to get as much stuff to the end of the event as you could, well, your FOL, your SOL, it ain't happening, right? You can't get it. Can't get there from here because it's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know. What does Skill think of it? I think it's doing fine. If you look at the stats, it's doing fine. So let's reserve judgment for it's bad, it's average, it's whatever. It's actually pretty decent.
Let's give it 6 months down the line, and then we'll see, won't we? I mean, there's no point judging it now. But
well, absolutely.
but
you
it's
can
up
put there.
The tinfoil on your head and say that every time Wargaming push a tank to you, they skew the abilities of the tank for the first couple of weeks, so people talk about it and buy it.
Yeah.
And then they balance it afterwards. Which is why you get these micro patches, because they're doing all that, aren't they?
So, here's the reality of what's happening now. And like Pilgrim said, we can't assume that this is how it will be. There's a lot of what ifs and things can change. But the fact of the matter is, it's doing okay. It's up there. Let's see, DPG. It's not a Object 260 or Chieftain, but you know what? It ain't that far back, fellas. And it's being played a lot. Let's see, there we go.
How many thousands have we got?
79,000, so it's not like it's a really small sample size. Now, you're also talking experienced players in Wales and people who've been around who probably have it. But you can't make the argument that it's terrible.
No.
Now, it's behind some tech tree tanks in some places, so I'm not telling you it's the new 279 early. That's not true at all. But it certainly isn't that bad, and it's actually decent so far.
Yes, and as you say, the people who had the resources to do it must have had a lot of time in the game, with the exception of buying it for gold. But if they were using all the other resources, they must have had time in the game to have those resources available, so therefore they should be experienced in the game.
Yeah.
So you will get the better players playing it.
Wayne, that's an interesting comment, and I wonder if the CCs had the tank, they would have said don't get it. And, CCs run the gamut. Some would have said it's too expensive. Others would have just talked about whether it was a good tank or not. I don't know. Maybe that is part of the calculus. Like, all right, we don't need these guys bad-mouthing the capabilities of the tank. We feel like we are losing more from letting them give a review than we're gaining by letting them give a review.
Yeah.
Now, that's pure speculation and could be a giant reach, but it could be part of the calculus. Randall says too many CCs. They need to get rid of Guido. ShipTick was the sheriff account. I think it was, Cliffy. I think the ShipTick was released on the... You're right. And then I got it anyway on my regular account. That is correct. I think the ShipTick... The deal with the ShipTick for us was we could play it early on the sheriff account. There were some limits. I remember that, and I think they said they would, if we didn't get it normally, they would give it to us. I went ahead and got it anyway because I was close and I played the game enough that I got it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Flounder from Mahau got number 1. All right, there we go. There's luck in there too. Server was on queue and it came back up. Yep. Yeah, there was. The server was down right before. That was a whole nother thing. Wayne used his 5 keys and he got the 781. He got the 785. You add the 5 keys onto it.
It's got 4 extra tracks and it's a re-auto loader, which fires its clip off in 3 seconds and reloads in 5. Yeah.
Goose's game crashed. Oh crap. That sucks.
Did it? Oh, bless him.
Someone's got to clutch the pearls, Cliffy. That is 100%. Klaus got one not numbered. Okay. Unique tank ever. Well, it is to some extent. Think about it.
Yes.
Well, first of all,
yeah.
let's just address one thing that I keep hearing, this NFT thing. Shut your mouth. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not an NFT. The game closes tomorrow. You have no access to it. The idea of an NFT is that you do have access to it in perpetuity, as long as you have electricity, I suppose, or maybe you can put it on a hard drive. To be honest, I actually don't have. It's blockchain stuff, which is a little bit beyond my brain. I do know that this is not that.
No.
In the ecosystem of World of Tanks, it's sort of that, but it can't be traded, so there's no value in it other than you could sell it, I guess, for silver.
It's a piece of coding. It's a whole load of pixels.
But
you know what I mean?
that being said, it is a unique number, and I can't see a way they could sell it again.
Yeah. Well, they could sell it without the skin under the premise that it's not the number.
But it won't have your number on it. That is, in terms of the World of Tanks ecosystem, that is a kind of cool, unique thing.
Yeah.
Your number can't possibly sold again. They can sell the tank 100,000 times again, but they're not going to sell your number.
Yeah. All it gives you is a bragging right, isn't it? In game.
Skills iffy on it, so that will be Klaus's opinion too. Well, I mean, that's my opinion too. I think it's actually going to turn out pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to be Kronwagen, super meta, but it's got the stuff to be a good tier 8. That's Guido's opinion. We'll see how it pans out. I haven't always been right, but that's what I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it burns because nobody has preventative maintenance on the tank because only 3. Oh, really? That is another good point. It is only a 3 crew tank, but it is the exact same setup as the IS-3A, the tank that destroyed the game.
Yeah, now isn't it interesting?
So perhaps in the long game, Wargaming's trying to destroy the game by bringing out another tank that's going to destroy the game as that was a trainer for, the tank that destroyed the game was a trainer for the super tank that's going to destroy the game.
Yeah. Because that's what you do in business, isn't it? You take your business and you crap all over it so it gets absolutely trashed and then you walk away. Because that's what you do in business, isn't it? That's how you make money.
To be fair, go look at the stats. The IS-3A is a strong tank.
Well, it is,
yes. It does well. It does well.
It does,
Absolutely, it does. But that's actually kind of cool because that's a crew. I bet a lot of people have just pure IS-3A crews. So think about that. I actually made a crew for my 780 because I don't like moving crews around. I'm just a big... lazy.
You don't do what I do.
I'm just lazy.
No, it takes me about 20 minutes to put a crew into a tank.
Patriot had 130 million credits and 1.5 million free experience.
Wow.
I am not good, but got it. There you go, man. Did you get one? Things were... That's right. That's right. The guys from Wargaming made you do it.
Yeah.
The rest of the police are going to need to help... need to help the Hobbit to take on Smaug the Gamer Dragon. Yeah. I didn't understand the assembly shop thing either.
No.
It didn't fit. It's that's a great point from Kedge. It wasn't an assembly shop. It was a pop-up store.
Yeah. Yeah, because it'll be gone so quick.
That's a fantastic. There was no assembly.
No.
You just paid for it. Holy shit, that's a great point. I think we'll be seeing more vehicles coming out in this assembly shop. Field mods don't use up enough free XP. Yeah. Yeah, they have done a lot of stuff in the fairly recent past to try to pull some of these resources out of the game. Because that entices you to play the game more. I'm not saying from the whole, they're evil and they're trying to make you play more. I'm just saying, yeah, you want to.
Yeah, well, it's a marketing tool. It's a tool to generate income, because you've got to buy gold to do your free experience conversion. So if you need free experience, you're going to buy gold. So they make money. It's a free-to-play game, and they have to make money somehow.
Yeah.
You know?
Attack Crows, that's how I went at it. It cost me zero in real money, just my time that I'd already spent on the game. So it was really a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
I'll make all that stuff up again. Skill rage quit a stream with it. He hates the 780. Okay. Does not like the armor. Yeah, I think I may have overstated the armor a little bit when I did the video. I talked about it and said it was very good. The angles are very good. It's actually kind of thin armor, so in the wrong situations, it's pretty easily pinned.
Okay.
But in the right situations, it's quite strong with a lot of auto bounce stuff going on. But still, I can definitely see if you go into it going, I got great armor. Well, you do if you use it right, I guess is the point.
Yeah, it's like anything though. Any of these tanks, you play it to its strength, so you've figured it out, don't you? That's the way to do it.
Just around midnight's going to bring the average down. Perfect. Wayne, you could get 277 or VZ, and they're probably a little better, maybe.
There you go. That's the point I'm trying to make. You know, use all your resources to get this tier 10 when actually there's tier 10s out there you can get that are somewhat better.
The Cliffy counters with you already have them. I have them, so
yeah. True enough. Yeah.
Little Smash 32. Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome to the show. We're just discussing the ins and outs of the 780 event. So let us know what you think. The Gator likes shooting them with his Foch, which he just bought for bonds. By the way, that is available now in the bond shop. The 155, if you did not know. Patriot hoards tanks and sits on them like Smaug the Gamer Dragon. Special Garage with the 5. That's right. The first Versatile Rush heavy tank. Oh, is that a new? What is it? What do they call them?
Bait. No, sorry.
Yes, it is that. That's fact. No, the way they break out the tanks, they call it roll. Is that a new roll? Versatile Rush HT?
ROLE, roll.
Roll, that, not ROL. Not you got rolled for all of your money, but roll ROL.
Quinetics in the house.
Quinetic, my friend, how are you, man? We're just talking about the 780. All right, IS-3A cruise in the 780, Wayne. That's good. Preventive maintenance for engine fires. Yeah, I played it a couple times. I didn't light on fire, but guys are saying it is kind of fire prone. Interesting.
Okay.
Tanks themselves don't destroy the game. War game. Yeah. Odd config equip is the fire stop. Modified configuration. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, to increase the module durability. Is that right?
Yeah.
Quinetic is in the house. Got to follow. Stoic had 850 free experience, but decided to use it to avoid playing stock tier 9, so did not get it. Okay. Well, and that's what people use. If you're still grinding, then yeah, you might have a lot of free experience built up, because when you get to a higher tier, then you're buying modules with it. And that can be quite expensive. I totally get that. I mean, that's one reason why you would be building up a lot of free experience and maybe not using it so fast. Maybe you wait to 8 or 9, because I think those are the two that are very painful to play stock to do that. So that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Quinetic says, nice tank, not great, not bad. That's kind of where I am on it. I think it's Quinetic. I think it's going to be in the top third. I really think it's going to be up there. Not challenging the Chieftain or the 279 for dominance, but I think it's going to be a pretty solid tier 8 or tier 8. It'd be a really good tier 8. Pretty solid tier 10.
Yeah, if people work the armor out, then it's I agree with that. If they work the armor out.
Yeah, so it was interesting. Really came out of nowhere. They teased it a few days before. There was a lot of guesses. People guessed the correct tank because of the shape of the turret. They could kind of tell it was the 780.
Yeah.
People weren't really figuring out what the whole number thing is. I think the number thing took everyone a bit by surprise.
Yeah, that. I mean, that's a cool thing, and it's a bragging right thing, isn't it? You know, people used to brag right with the 3 marks. You know, you'd see people type in chat, "Hey, I see you got your 3 mark. Well done, buddy," and all that. People are going to go, "Oh, you got number 7. You know, oh, you were up early." You know, bragging rights, isn't it?
Yeah. Guys, check out Clinetic Stream. There it is right there. Most of you know who he is and probably watch the stream, but fantastic streamer. Definitely on the rising up, on the uprise, doing really well. So will we see more of these? Somebody mentioned that. Will we see more of these assembly shops?
Is it a one-off? Is it a one-off, or are we going to get assembly for all sorts? That'd be interesting.
The assembly shop that's not assembling anything, it's just a pop-up store.
Pop-up store shop. Pop-up store.
When's the next pop-up store going to come? It's pretty crazy, though, because essentially they released the Cobra like a week ago. Or whenever Battle Pass started, maybe it's 2 weeks ago. So the Cobra, boom, Tier 9. Now this thing, Tier 10, a couple of weeks later. Now they're talking about the potential for a Chapter 4, which I assume will be Marathon, Battle Pass Marathon.
Yeah. What tank?
Yeah. Muscle Memory says shoot lower plate. That doesn't... Well, if you are lower than it and can flat plate the lower plate, but it's difficult.
But it's small though, isn't it? It's very small.
It is small and it's thin. And if you're taller than... If your tank is taller than that plate, or the gun is higher than that plate, then it's harder to pin. But if you're coming from lower, maybe you're hold down somewhere and he's trying to push up, you're gonna. Also, somebody made one of the CCs or videos I watched made a great point that I didn't really think about. When you're coming up and over a hill, because that lower plate, the upper beak is so high, that thing gets exposed a lot more than some tanks. Because if you look at the tracks, one of the design features of this thing, let's see if I can show it. One of the design features of this thing is that this connection here to the tracks is actually, there's no hitbox behind. There's no hole behind that right there. It's very thin in terms of height for this hole. So that lower plate really comes up and over any terrain much more than a lot of tanks. That's quite high, actually. That upper.
Yeah, when you look
beak.
at it now, it is quite high.
And do not shoot down here thinking you're going to go, into the
there's no hitbox,
into the hitbox. Hitbox is quite high on this thing up here. In fact, I don't even know. Is it? It's above the top of the wheel, so it's in this area right here and above.
Right.
So watch out for that.
Yeah.
I'll catch you by surprise.
Quinn seems to think that the assembly thing is probably going to be coming more and more because it's a way to drain, which is right, gold and XP. For the guys who've been in the game a long time and are sitting on a whole stack.
Question is, there would be, in my opinion, a bit of the law of diminishing returns for wargaming in terms of pulling this stuff out, because that was a good chunk of most people's stuff. Like if you did this in another 6 months, I wouldn't be in the same position. It would 6 months from now, I wouldn't be in the same position. No. That's not 100% true, because one of the things for me was I have 1 million XP sitting around I could convert. Now it would take a lot of gold to do so.
Yeah.
And some of these are building up for field mods, but I have a lot of trapped XP on field mod tanks that I kind of forgot about, and then went 20 or 30,000 past before I remembered to click back on accelerate crew training. So I probably have a good 500,000 I could access if I needed to.
Yeah, but as you say, diminishing returns, because once that's gone, if they introduce another assembly within a couple of months of one already been in, people won't have the resources to do it.
Yeah.
Will they going to get gold? No.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? Because then you would have people seriously considering digging into gold to do conversions and other crap like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe it is a marketing idea that will make them a few bucks, maybe.
So I don't know how soon they can really do it again and get anything out of it.
Claim. Thank you. Another drops claim.
Excellent. Woo-hoo. Excellent. Yeah, I got a couple in here as well. Well, there's the 780, guys. It's I don't know. It's big top time. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sort of trying to wrap up my thoughts on the whole thing. It is coming fast and furious, and I think I've said this a couple times, but it really is. It just continues to kind of accelerate here. It has to be newer, bigger, different. I don't happen to agree with that. I like the game anyway. I don't think it needs all the circus clown stuff going on, but when you're a marketing person, everything's got to be a circus big top, I guess.
Oh yeah, everything's got to have its big hit,
Yeah.
big splash, doesn't it? Yeah.
Quinetic, are you on EU? Did you get an EU one? My issue with Assembly Workshop is, with my new visual challenges, is that I could not distinguish the text box to use blueprints. I recommend a lighter. Yeah. That was also weird, the way they set that up. I went in there, and I'm looking at it, and they had the 3 things, I think, 3 or 4 things. But I couldn't immediately find where the stupid way to use the blueprints. You actually had to click another thing to get to the blueprint thing. Like, why? What? Why was that in 2 different pages? It was bizarre. So I had to click on that other thing, then do separately all the different blueprints I was going to use, and then go back, and then it was...
Quinn said he's not bothered getting it off the NA at the moment. He's been holding off on it. So I guess he's got it on the EU. But he's, like you say, there was 7,000 left about 12 hours ago. There's still 7,000.
Cliffy, I fully expected it to look like it did on the webpage. When I went in, I'm like, oh crap, did they take away the ability to use blueprints? And then I saw the other little thing you had to click. I'm like, oh, for goodness sake. Pig logged in the game a year.
Pig, you're killing me. Pig makes me laugh. Have you read Pig's statement?
Crab, you would have to see what the research looked like between blueprints and free XP. I remember I never really liked heavies.
I know. Oh yeah, I don't play anymore.
Yeah. Motivation to go to bin and play to spitefully take away a low serial number.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got number 1, haha, but I don't play the game.
I don't know, man. I still like playing. I do not feel like I got ripped off on the tank.
No, it's personal choice, and if you've got the resources, which a lot of long-standing players will have,
Right.
It's a no-cost option or
Right.
very little cost option. So yeah, why not? When I looked at it, I knew I would have to put gold to it, so I went, no, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, there is that. If you haven't got a serial number tank, then they should reduce the cost of the non-serial numbered versions. Yeah.
Alpha. So if you have 001, you should do 1,000 alpha.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about the other way around?
Yeah,
001 does 1 alpha.
Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine the outcry if you did that. Ooh.
I like the idea that somebody was talking about where it should actually be an assembly thing, where you actually assemble it. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. No, proper assembly. That would be cool. Yeah. You could buy various modules, and you can buy or use resources to get different weapons on it, or different barrel sizes, engines. So you'd have a unique tank to you, because you would have like
you mean an actual assembly shop kind of idea?
Yeah, no, yeah, an actual one where in real life, so you can have it outside in the yard.
Build your own tank.
I think that still exists. That exists out there. You've probably got some entrepreneur will help you build a tank in your front yard.
Well, all right, guys, we've been out for 2 hours, and I'm gonna go do the Father's Day thing with the fam damly.
Yeah, best get the competition out there then.
Yeah, absolutely. You got any parting shots for the people there, Pilgrim?
One parting shot before we do the competition.
All right.
One parting shot. I'm on a DayZ server that is one of the best servers I've ever been on, and I can't advertise it yet because the owners haven't given me any permission to do that. But I've asked. If you want a good time on DayZ, you need to go to this server, and I'll let loose next time we're on Coffee Talk, because I should have permission to do so.
Okay.
But it's like, yeah. Oh, Quinn, very quickly, we've had to cancel, mate. I've had some personal issues which I've had to deal with, so we've cancelled the whole Tankfest trip. My apologies, because we were going to meet up. I know we were. But unfortunately, I can't get away next week now to do it. I'm so sorry, buddy. But have a good time, and we'll watch the stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have a tentative plan for next year, so we're definitely a definite want to do it next year. So that's
to do
the
it for
plan
next
right
year.
now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, shall we do the competition?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
All right, Father's Day competition for 1,000 gold. 1,000 gold to a lucky winner. Again, all the rules apply. Give me your in-game name and server that you play on a whisper. If you win, you'll never see me without my hat, buddy. And it's all about Father's Day. So it's one quick question for 1,000 gold. And you only have to give me one answer, guys, okay? So the question is, get ready with your wiki fingers. The question is, which father-daughter duo sang Changes? Which father-daughter duo sang Changes?
Changes.
Not so long ago. There is a giant tattoo of Guido under my hat.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, Quinetic, you've just won yourself 1,000 gold, mate.
Oh, Quinetics all over it, man. Holy cow.
His wiki fingers are fast. You can say
I think
that.
he just knew it.
Oh, he just knew it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's sad. But anyway. All right, buddy.
All
Give
right,
me your
awesome.
in-game name and the server you want it sent to, Quinn.
Yeah, that was so fast. He just plain old knew it. He just plain old knew
Yeah,
it.
he knew it.
All right, guys. You guys have a great Father's Day. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I might actually. I know I say this a lot and it never happens, but it's possible I stream some gaming a little bit later today. We'll see. It's Father's Day is a funny thing, isn't it?
Well, it's a made-up day. It's not like Mother's Day.
Yeah, but is it really? But is it really Father's Day, or is it the day that father does what the rest of the family wants to do?
You see, that's the way it works. You see, Mother's Day, this is how it works on Mother's Day. Mother's Day, tell the children to tell the husband exactly what she wants.
Yeah.
Father's Day, you do everything else that everybody else wants. I can't do.
Do you know why? Do you know
don't know
why?
why.
Because, and I don't know if
why.
this happens for you. I'm kind of assuming it does, and maybe for the rest of you guys. The question is, like the week before, what do you want to do on Father's Day? And that is a loaded question.
Oh boy, is it.
Because if you tell the truth, there's a fight coming on.
Oh yeah. If you were to reply, I want to spend the whole 8 hours, daylight hours, gaming World of Tanks or whatever. Can you imagine? I don't want anybody knocking on the door. I don't want my little doorbell going bleep bleep or anything else. I just want to be left alone for they'd be like, no, that ain't happening.
I want to drink coffee from 7
Yeah.
to 1.
Yeah.
At 1 o'clock,
Yeah.
I want to get apple juice and
Yeah.
get ripped until about 8.
Ginger beer.
And then I'm going to go to sleep. That's what I want to do.
Absolutely. Would that work?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Ah, dear.
All right. They're grilling burgers. Now, that being said, guys, said in jest, I love hanging out with the fam. We're gonna grill. We're gonna have a nice time. It is what it is, as they say, right?
Oh yeah.
All
Apple
right.
juice will go down.
Yeah, absolutely. Any party words, Pilgrim?
No, I'm done.
That's all I've got
Quinn,
from the left side.
Quinn, give me an in-game name.
Yeah.
From the correct side of the Atlantic, sir.
Happy Father's Day. See you guys.